Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Happy Ramadan. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all doing a good fast. Welcome once more to the ironic stream, Sunday Balkan stream, where we discuss the most important topics in this troubling day and age. And today we will be discussing Westerners coming into our safe spaces. Okay, that's the best I can do as Sacha Baron Cohen. As you can see, I have decided to embrace my Bosnian roots and go full-on Bosnian mode. Yes, Srećan Ramazan, as I would say in Bosnian. Mashallah. I hope you like the getup. We got it in Jordan, which is the flag behind there. Great country, great experiences. Orange asks, where's my pet goat? Don't worry about that. A regular squid, hello to you, Habibi too.
Hello, Socialist Republic of Vietnam. They say Janos got the Bosniak drip.
Hey, thank you for the super
Fluffy
chat.
Neko, who has been a member for 1 month, says, looking good.
Thank you, and thank you for continuing your membership. Cheers, man.
Zionist Central would like to know how is Israel?
I don't feel it's appropriate for me to talk about it right now. Listen, it feels like I'm on Memory TV. Shitty webcam, flag of Jordan, traditional getup. No, I will not leave.
Thank you for the super chat, Pavel.
Oh,
no, I
thank you
will
so
not
much.
leave.
Cheers, man. So yes.
Yeah, one lightbulb 42 says, bro, move to Saudi Arabia. Yes, that's why I am kept out of sight.
More like Sarajevo, Arabia. Am I right? But yeah. Anyways, I hope you're all doing well. So today, as usually, we will be doing the same getup as we usually do. So we'll have a bit of chatting, just getting some questions up and going. After which we will put up some videos, which we will live react and discuss about on some wonderful YouTubers who definitely didn't make up any controversial content. Now, of course, these guys have talked about basically Eastern Europe rather than the Balkans and their life here, which is quite questionable in my opinion. So it kind of relates to the last video that we did.
The ultimate G Money 2023 NASCAR dude Top Gear says Lawrence of Bosnia.
Hell yeah. Oh no, let's get the
thank
party
you
started.
very much, Not Regular. Not Regular
Cheers, man.
says, let's get this party started. The Balkan Embassy wants to know, are you going to be going to other places in Bosnia? If yes, which ones?
Yeah, we've announced this quite a while ago, so we will be going to Bosnia, to Herzegovina and Republika Srpska as well, so it'll come probably a bit later this year, because I'll tell you something, Israel was not cheap.
Yeah.
Right then and there. There are certain sins that Israel has committed, but arguably the worst one is the expenses over there. Right then and there, the complete Palestinian support, because, listen, they tried to charge us for 2 water bottles in Jerusalem, 10 euros. A regular shawarma in Israel also costs, a regular shawarma that you get anywhere else in Europe, a kebab shawarma, gyros, anywhere. In Israel costs at least 15 euros. On average, it's around 18, but at least 15, no less.
Helselberg wants to know, which Eastern European was harmed by communism the most? Good question.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Albania, I would say. Probably Albania or Romania.
I would say Albania or Ukraine. I mean, you had the Holodomor and all that, so I would argue that.
That's true.
Plus, the Soviets basically changed up the entire composition of the Ukraine. Basically, that created this modern day mess. Albania, I mean, they were a shitstorm, but I wouldn't place them as that different from Romania. Like, they were slightly worse than Romania at the time, arguably. But yeah, I think Ukraine was heavily damaged. So yeah.
Yeah, I would argue Albania maybe a bit more because Albania was completely cut off from every other country, whereas Ukraine still technically wasn't completely cut off from the rest of the Soviet Union.
Fair. But let's see. What's your opinion on Serbs or Orthodox Turks? I think one picture speaks 1,000 words.
A lot of people are saying Moldova.
Moldova?
Moldova was hit hardest by
Really?
communism. Yeah, I could see that as well.
I mean, you don't hear a whole lot about Moldova during the communist days, honestly. So, I mean, right now they're severely screwed over. Like they're one of the poorest states. But I mean, I still think they're better off than. I mean, not currently better off than Ukraine, but they were better off than Ukraine slightly. But yeah, I can see Moldova as well. So yeah, let's see.
Yeah, the voices in my head say I'm not schizophrenic. Says Albania at least has a shit ton of bunkers now.
That's true. So, hey, at least you have a place to side. Good old communism. Let's see. Maldistan mapping says your Jordans are fake as fuck. Listen, I have the realest Jordans on, baby. So yeah. Not regular says Moldova was a bit better than Romania. It got fucked in the 90s. Yeah, I mean Moldova had a horrible war that continued screwing
with that massive Ponzi scheme that collapsed, or pyramid scheme that collapsed.
Well, the thing was with the Ponzi scheme, Albania had the same thing, and that was like basically.
No, I'm talking about Albania.
Albania. Oh yeah. that was a not fun time for them. But yeah. Let's answer a couple more questions and then let's get into the main meat of the video.
Roliano says, did you see Moldova is changing its language to Romanian? Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're officially changing it.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was official all this time.
Well, it was official in our hearts.
Oh, of course. So Moldovan, God bless, I'll drink to that. Cheers. Romania is spreading its soft influence. God bless.
The next soft power in Europe. Oh, Freddled Grunt Bugly says, your Hungarian Revolution video contained a picture of my great uncle Josef.
Oh,
I
really?
thank you.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
I had no idea, but yeah, I'm glad I could showcase him.
Thank you for not claiming royalties.
Yeah. No, but definitely the Hungarians that participate in the revolution, in my opinion, are one of the greatest heroes. Now, I know that they are also somewhat controversial because they did also go after some innocent people, but in majority they did go after party members and people who collaborated with the regime in an effort to basically liberate the country, and I think that is still extremely brave on their parts. So
Glacio wants to know, are you interested in discussing / going to Moldova at one point?
Yeah, definitely. So the weather's getting nicer, which means it's peak time to go to Eastern Europe. And by Eastern Europe, I mean just Moldova, because the rest is screwed at the moment.
Socialist Republic of Vietnam wants to know if your Sailor Moon cans are safe.
Yes, they're
For
over
now.
there. They're good.
For now, I can see them out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, let's get into the main topic of this video, which has been basically...
We'll do some more questions a bit later.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you want your question answered, send a super chat and we will answer it immediately, just so you know. Otherwise, we'll wait a little bit before we go back to the chat, so just so you know.
Socialist Republic of Vietnam wants to see your Sailor... Oops, the message got retracted. He wanted to see your Sailor Moon cans.
We'll show it. Okay.
Were you talking to me, Socialist Republic? Were you using a euphemism?
Okay, but here we go. So let me just pull this up. So in my last video, well, you guys voted on talking about basically Westerners that move to Eastern Europe and the Balkans as a whole. So basically expats. I don't like calling them that because they're basically immigrants, but they don't want to use the word immigrant because it carries negative connotations, you know.
They're immigrant gentrifiers.
Basically, immigrant gentrifiers, you know, which sucks, but it is what it is. So I prefer just calling them immigrants. But yeah, so there is this very, I don't want to say interesting.
Crackpipe Xander commented some serious drip.
Hey,
Thank
cheers,
you.
man.
Doesn't he look good? I bought the whatever that thing is called, the tunic, the dress, the muumuu, whatever it is.
The muumuu, the Arabic muumuu.
Yeah. I got that for him.
So yeah, there's this one guy on YouTube whose name is Connor Klein, who has a run. Called,
not regular says the geomaxing.
The
creeps.
geomaxing,
Yep.
So I want to talk about that because I found that's a bit important in this day and age.
Yeah, boy Fagaroth says, sorry, this is a good comment,
yeah?
but he said, it's Western colonialism with extra steps. Yes, it is. It's neo-colonialism, basically.
I wouldn't want to go that far, but it's icky. It's icky because, so we've seen a lot of these, well, guys like Andrew Tate who are moving to Eastern Europe simply in an effort to get with the girls. They didn't care about the culture, they didn't care about the history, they're going there to basically get with women from those regions. Now, my good friend and fellow colleague Gatsu made an excellent video about this called Tourism with Bad Intentions. And he's partially who inspired me to start talking about this because I think it's frankly time with more and more people coming to defend Andrew Tate and other influencers such as him.
Voices in my head say I'm not schizophrenic said that there is a couple from either Australia or America who migrated to Russia because something conservative, and they were begging Putin for citizenship on YouTube. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think they were Australian.
Yeah, I know about them too. Now, here's the thing. They're, whatever. Here I want to talk about particularly this issue. I mean, we can talk about them as well. But I feel like in my last video I mostly talked about that, like you go there and you think like, yes, conservatism, but it really isn't as conservatism as you thought it was gonna be. Because of all the whole communist influences and whatnot. But so there's this whole subgenre of basically, I want to call them tourists, but tourists. Yeah.
Yep, Not Regular says, I think the worst of the bunch is bald and bankrupt. That guy's history is seriously messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is somebody that the more you look into him, the more icky things pop up.
Yeah, so...
Oh, and I love the idea that they think it's going to be, a conservative society where women know their roles. As if, like, as soon as they marry into, like, an Eastern European household, as if their life isn't going to be spent desperately trying to please the matriarch in the family who's going to despise him. Yeah,
and that's one thing they don't understand. Now, I want to start getting into this video, which calls geomaxing. Can you date 9s and 10s by moving to Eastern Europe? And, of course... I love when Westerners explain to us our own culture, so I would like to let them start talking about our situation here.
Привет and greetings from amazing Almaty, a city in the south of Kazakhstan. And recently I came across the term geomaxing.
So right off the bat he starts calling Kazakhstan Eastern Europe, which I mean...
Literally, I've never heard anybody do that in my life.
Which is
I
just
think
a bit
Kazakhs
weird.
would take offense to that. Even.
Well, to be fair, there is a small part of Kazakhstan that is actually in Europe, but I mean, like the entirety of the country is basically Central Asia. But yeah, so let's just
those stereotypically European-looking Kazakhs. Yeah.
The whitest Russian just saw a Kazakh.
Basically means moving to a foreign country in order to improve your chances on the dating market. Now, I've been advocating moving for 3 to 12 months per year to countries in Eastern Europe, and yes, I am counting
Kazakhstan says Mongolia is Eastern Europe.
Yeah, basically Mongolia. Let's all go to famous Eastern European country, Mongolia.
For some of that famous Eastern European hospitality in a yurt.
So this guy's arguing for like 3 to a couple of months moving there. I mean, okay, fine. With the right reasons, whatever. Go to Eastern Europe, you enjoy it. But,
I think we should really quick point something out about this guy. The reason that he is on Kazakhstan now, most of his videos were actually about going to Ukraine to meet women.
Oh, yeah.
But then he was saying that he made a video saying, now that this horrible, unfortunate event is happening in Ukraine, men are asking me, Connor, where can I go to get my blank wet? And now he's like, well, now I've got these other places for you to go to find 9s and 10s. Don't you worry. We're going to go to a conservative Muslim country.
Yeah, let's go to a conservative Muslim country to get with the local women.
But,
what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
But again, fair. Kazakhstan is quite liberal and very...
Well, they're the wealthiest of the Central European countries.
Well, yeah, but
that's only like because Bill Gates and I have an average worth of like $100 billion. Kazakhstan has a couple of extremely rich oil oligarchs.
Oh, really?
So with that, yeah, it is the richest and most developed one, but you just have to look at the average doesn't tell you everything.
okay, fair.
So yeah, sorry, we'll stop talking over this and we'll watch this now. Sorry about that, guys.
Kazakhstan as Eastern Europe, although of course it is as close to Beijing as it is to Kiev here. And
Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
let's get into the video and examine whether it's just that simple, moving country to a place like Kazakhstan, and by the end of the weekend, you will have a Kazakh model on your arm. Or is there more to it? Поехали.
So, yeah.
Experience.
Oh, and he calls it the Tsar
This
experience.
Yeah, which is a bit honestly weird, but to each their own.
Because, Tsars who were famous for wanting others to be their equals and not their underlings.
Incredible sunshine in Almaty today. Pretty phenomenal.
Can't get
So
that
a couple of
anywhere
weeks ago, I
else.
got an email from a
Nicest day in
marketer with some unsolicited advice. And basically, what he was saying is that I should say in my content that Western women are basically garbage, that it's all over. You need to escape the West, all those
100%
terrible
true.
Western
Every single
feminazis. There's no
fact.
hope for men anymore. But
That's
if
right,
it were
not regular.
simply
It is
just
a
like
really
that,
cringy
you just
name.
had to buy a one-way ticket to Riga or to Chisinau or to Moscow or here Almaty, then that would be the end of the video. Obviously, number one, buy a ticket, and number two, it wouldn't be true. Getting on a plane and going to another country is not a panacea. It's not a silver bullet that
Yeah.
all your problems are going to be solved. And number three, I guess, is that if you've got that negative attitude that it's all the Western women's fault and I just need to go to a country.
That's right,
Some-
Moldistan mapping. He does just want women.
So I'll give him this. So in the start of the video, he does start saying, well, truths that just pulling a geography isn't gonna basically have you changed. Changing your physical place isn't going to change your current situation. So if you're
Yep.
in a bad personal situation, just going somewhere else isn't gonna do shit. It comes from within.
We're getting some great comments.
Oh, yeah?
Barnabas Mihai says, if you have to move to a different country because of the dating market, then the problem is with you. Absolutely. QX0W says, we are already 2 minutes into the video and I already want to blow my brains out.
Fair.
And
No.
then the voices, sorry, just one more. Then the voices in my head say I'm not schizophrenic said that this guy, this guy is going to be surprised when he has to eat horse meat for the rest of his life instead of getting bitches.
Good one.
Oh, but I just want to make it clear, by the way, we are not gatekeepers of
No.
what Westerners can move here and start lives here. We're talking about a very specific situation. I
this
just
guy
want to make that
basically.
short. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. DKiri18
Hey, cheers,
says, your videos give me life. Thank you, based Bosnian.
man. You're welcome. May Allah help you.
Yeah.
Listen, but yeah, so he does make a valid point here, but basically as soon as he makes it, he basically does a 180. And I'll show you what he does, but basically keeps going talking about
Oh,
that.
thank you so much for the super chat. Not regular says, oh no, regular women avoid me because I'm a creep. Gonna move to the ex-USSR, so my Western wage is gonna talk for me. Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Somewhere else, and everything is going to be resolved, not dealing with the core issues about your perceived values. That's not what I'm going to be
He's right
saying
about that.
in today's video.
But-
I think if you have that mindset, probably you're 30 years too late to come to Eastern Europe and actually succeed. Probably better off finding a small island, remote island in the Philippines. I believe maybe you still have a chance there. So definitely
that's not very
not
nice.
a panacea just to jump on a plane and
Yeah.
come to
But I mean, I don't know if he's joking there or if he's actually encouraging people and actually going that route, like saying, this isn't for you. You should probably go this way if you're lacking this for the same reasons, you know.
Adrian Montiano says, so a Serbian with a Hungarian name wearing an Arabic hat, drinking a Romanian beer, and watching a guy who calls Kazakhstan Eastern Europe.
I don't know.
Globalism.
We live in a society.
We live in a globalist society.
The globalists.
Beautiful Almaty for the women, but as you see, it's pretty nice weather here at the moment.
Yeah, so...
Thank you, Crackpipe Sanders. As Janos is now moving to Jordan. Listen, while we were in Jordan, Janos was skipping around like a puppy, just absolutely adoring the place. It was wonderful.
That was great. But listen, this guy's like, I didn't move here just for the women. It shows like the weather, as if you don't have the sunshine everywhere else in the world.
Just look at that incredible architecture and scenery.
Just a block over there, but yeah, the weather, not just the wind, the weather here is nice, you know. I mean, I guess if you live in the British Isles, sure, that's a bonus when you go out of it, but... But yeah, nice city in Kazakhstan.
Well, he
So
directly contradicts his entire point because he says that now you can't move to another place because that's not going to solve all your problems. Yet the entire premise of his videos is you can date 9s and 10s by moving here. If he actually believed what he said, his videos would be about, instead of asking yourself, why won't these women date me? You should ask yourself, why am I not attractive to the type of women that I want to be with? And that would be completely different content that he couldn't scam people with, as we will see later.
But again, he's still like saying, you won't get it, but you should still move to Eastern Europe to do so.
Not regular said. He moved there for that clean Mongolia air that smells like horse poop. Still better than the UK.
True.
I'm in Almaty at the moment. I'm here with an in-person client living the Czar experience, and we have chosen Almaty. If you're interested in having an unforgettable weekend in Eastern Europe, have been recently with clients in Chisinau, Moldova, here in Kazakhstan, perhaps going to Riga in Latvia very soon. Then there's an application form in the video description to this video. But first, please watch this video.
So yeah, he's also pushing a course, which we'll look into that as well, where he charges, what was it, like
$3,000, and he says he's giving you a bargain.
Yeah, $3,000 to teach you how to pick up women in Eastern Europe, like the secrets of Slavic seduction. Get the fuck out of here, man.
It's up in the card down below. Also, description from Kharkiv in Ukraine, where I filmed living this experience. To Eastern Europe for at least 3 months a year, so you're not coming as a tourist for a weekend. You can jump up, we'll say, 2 points in that scale.
This guy is weird, constantly rails against pickup artists, then makes videos about how to be a successful pickup artist. Now, this guy used to be in the pickup artist community.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he was. I'm quite sure.
I mean, I just heard from him from basically Gatsu's video, right?
I think he used to be, yeah.
And I just went down the rabbit hole. The thing is, he used to make some viral videos, but he just basically fell off. Like, this is the best he gets recently, 6,500. Again...
So Sodimax says, you could spend that $3,000 on the women and it actually work. Yeah, exactly.
You're going to understand, which is 1 to 10. Normally in terms of looks, but in how they rank girls, right? So if you were a guy and you're an average Joe and you're used to getting a 5...
Thank you for the super chat. Ivan Ivanov says,
cheers. The
dude from the video looks like he came from society that lived on an island where inbreeding happened a lot. Ah, yes, so the UK, of course.
God damn it.
I didn't mean that. But yes, very good observation, Ivan.
Oh, no.
Back home then, knowing what you're doing and moving here.
Oh, David S. says, unironically, I had a dude in my Discord server that was living in Kiev, hooking up nerds from the U.S. with Ukrainian girls, helping them date, move to Ukraine, and get married. So, David, is he a pimp? Like,
yeah,
was he like? Are you sure this guy wasn't a literal pimp?
Is he good?
Hey,
listen.
7, and if you're getting the 7 and 8s back home, then yes, you could come to Eastern Europe with the right plan. And then you could date 9s and 10s. So that is what I see.
I mean, again, it's kind of being, I don't want to sound like that guy, but it is being a bit misogynistic in a way like, if you're pulling these women back home, you're gonna get so much better women here in Eastern Europe, you know, because they're not like the ones back home, and your value is gonna be way more here.
And he speaks about it in a way that maybe men who aren't as experienced in dating will mistake as confidence in what he's talking, in knowledge and what he's talking about.
But I mean, I don't know. Do you really think this guy gets? I mean, 9s and 10s. I mean. Listen, man.
But then with his shirt with like Ivan the Terrible and Legolas and Tesla or whoever is on that shirt.
I mean, listen, I know confidence is everything, but you know, if you're willing to basically objectify women in that type of way, you kind of you can't be mad if you get the same back to you.
And as if he didn't pay these women to agree to be on his videos anyways.
Yeah.
Days of flying in with a marriage agency and being wife hunter Harry, and been used to getting 2s and 3s back home, then leaving with a 9 from Odessa mama. Maybe that really happened back in the early 90s, but this is 2022. That ain't happening. Let's be frank about it. So yeah, 2 points what I think, and even though I don't really like that skill so much, but just easy for guys to understand what I mean. Yeah, you can do
like,
significantly better.
Land flatter than Banat. True alpha right there.
True alpha, indeed.
Sorry, normally he has a caravan that carries him. A team of eunuchs carries him in a caravan down the streets because he's so sour and so alpha.
What a dude.
With the right plan.
Okay, some more partying. Okay. Average Joe 10+.
In fact, I remember an Irish friend, Dave, sent me a photo once of his cousin.
This video isn't really a whole lot. It's basically a whole lot of nothing. Like, I have another one of his videos right here. Wait. I think this one's more interesting. So, Eastern European versus Western women, which are better for you? Now, I think this was the one that we watched earlier today, which...
I think it was a different one, actually.
Well, there's either why Eastern Europe is the world's best for dating 9s and 10s, or...
Okay, try that one, yeah.
What, this one,
sorry,
or...
Yeah. No, the one, yeah. Oh, Tabuli Fatouche 47 says, Janos, you are so cute and sexy. You should fly to Dubai or Saudi and find yourself a very rich boyfriend.
Now that's geomaxing right there.
Yeah, Janos, this is a niche that you could fill on YouTube. Geomaxing for Butchibazi.
Also, wait.
Oh, thank you very much for the super chat, Constipated Wonka.
Good name, though. Good name. Okay, so... Eastern European versus Western women, which are better for you? Come on, write in the comment. Wait. Let's get in the comments. Let's get in the Poll.
Gorky wants to know, Janos, do you support the flat empire of Vojvodina?
Wait.
Yes, he does, because wherever we go somewhere that has even a mild incline, he gets very crabby and points out that this kind of shit wouldn't happen back in Banat.
That's true. But it is true. Listen, Banat is the best place on earth. Okay, so please do answer the poll, and this is very important information, and we can just skip the video if you do.
And greetings from nearly quiet Odessa Mama in Ukraine. Now, this city used to be known as Scam Central because of the Ukrainian bride industry, and due to the horrific invasion by Russia of Ukraine on February 24, 2022,
so
millions of Ukrainians have fled their homeland. One of the reasons why it's eerily quiet in the center of Odessa nowadays. And most of those who have left are women, because men cannot leave. It's women, children, and the elderly. And they have mainly gone to countries in the European
thank you very much for the super chat, Rashid White. Bismi Allah Alhamdulillah Al Rahman. My 6-year-old daughter is ready to get married. Message me a price. Muslims only. Sorry, Christian. Thank you for the super chat.
Okay. I mean, maybe this guy's gonna geomax.
Yeah.
Age max.
With all these millions of Ukrainian women who have gone westwards, many of the Ukrainian bride business agencies are now meeting a Ukrainian woman who's already in the West. But the big question that I have is, are Eastern European women really for you, the Western man?
So let's take a second to just look at that intro. Because what he literally said was, oh my God, my heart bleeds because this horrible thing happened. But you know who are the victims here are all of the sex pests who can't go poverty max in Ukraine. Now they have to find somewhere new to go, but don't worry, I'm here. I'm here
like,
for
oh,
you.
what a tragedy. I can't go to Ukraine because all the women left now. Ooh, wee. I mean, it's kind of disgusting just in that way, where you're framing this horrible situation that's happening that has impacted millions of lives in Ukraine and outside of it, and you're turning it into, oh, all the women have left, what a travesty. You know, it's like, come on, dude. Come on.
Oh, Socialist Republic in Vietnam says, back in Vietnam, we just drowned on the flat, flooded terrain. Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, no. God.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
Listen, anything's possible in Southeast Asia.
I don't know how to answer that. Well, yeah, I mean, they have monsoons. Bunghole wants to know if I'm wearing a burqa.
No, not yet. Maybe next one if you don't already know.
No, we're the inverse of most very traditional Muslim couples. Janosch is the one who has to dress up, but I go out in like a chainmail bikini and high heels.
Typical Western woman. You know.
Oh, thank you very much for the super chat, David S.
Cheers, David.
That's what we're going to explore in this video. Poyekali.
SAR experience.
Fucking hell, dude.
So if you like
like
a
an
big
airplane
Latina
logo.
butt, or you're
Sorry,
into
right.
thick women, then Eastern Europeans are probably not going to be cool because
Omega
those are
says
to
the
be-
Ukrainian women left not because of Russia, but because of that guy.
I can see that.
skinny and flatter. Same goes if you got a fat fetish, you're into fat chicks. Obesity amongst women under 30 in Eastern Europe is extremely low, so probably not going to be the place for you. Same if you are looking for an emancipated woman. Eastern Europe, women tend not to be very emancipated. You're very rarely going to find a woman who wants to go Dutch, split the bill on a...
The voices in my head say I'm not schizophrenic. If you are a reverse Muslim couple, does that mean she has 3 husbands?
We do not talk about that.
Well, seeing as I'd have to support them, absolutely not.
No, but listen, this guy, again, he tries to frame his videos as basically being, you know, this like friendly, informational, blah, 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 whatnot. But it is essentially going into fetishism and fetishizing a whole group of people for that. And I mean, he talked about that with like, if your fetish is like fatter women, you're not going to find that here. If your fetish is someone who's not as, who's more not dominant, but submissive, this is a good place for you, you know. Like for whom a Eastern and Western woman is, it's, again, basically stereotyping these entire 2 groups of people, not just looking at like different personalities, which is just, I don't know, man.
Socialist Republic of Vietnam said maybe the Russian bombing campaigns were to take out that one dude.
God damn it.
Today, for example, there are definitely clearer defined gender roles in Eastern Europe. So if that's what you're looking for, if that upsets you, the women are
Pretty sure in almost all of
unemancipated.
Eastern Europe, more women than men are attending college now.
Yeah, and I mean, gender roles in Eastern Europe are prevalent, but that isn't really the case anymore with the younger generations.
The younger generation is very opposed to those gender roles because the women want to get up and go out and work. I mean, the women in Eastern Europe who don't want to work are the very wealthy ones, I would say.
Yeah. But it's still stereotyping. You still have a bunch of people who aren't as he says. It's, I don't know.
Soti Mag says his fetish is women financially depending on him. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I can get why that might be for someone, but it's just framing it in such poor taste. Like, it's just so sleazy the way he's going on about it.
Well, it's extremely poor taste because the kind of women that this sort of thing is most likely to work on are going to be the women who are going to need that financial dependency the most in the first place. Like,
Yeah.
the women whose mothers just got back a mammogram that looks very serious, but they need thousands of dollars to get treatment at the hospital because guess what? Here in Eastern Europe, it's not the socialist medicine paradise that people in the West seem to think it is. And so then it's basically this implication that you can dangle this financial dependency over their heads, and they're either too, he's using the word more traditional, but he's using it in lieu of like more stupid or more desperate.
Yeah, but I mean the whole thing is people that he's talking to don't want to come here to find, and they don't want to find deeper connection. They basically want to pump and dump, you know. And again, it's taking advantage of a lot of people who agree to these basically sleazebags who, if they were from their own countries, they wouldn't agree. Yep.
Thank you for the super chat, Marco.
Cheers.
Says cheers from Slovakia, and then says something in some Cyrillic.
Here, I can
Sorry.
Cyrillic language. Oh wait, I'll take a look. Cheers from Slovakia, Živel Balkan. It means long live Balkan. Yeah. Long live Balkan indeed. No, but again, it's basically taking advantage of these people who are in shittier situations, and you're like presenting, oh, I'm able to date hotties here because they're better. No, dude, you're only doing it because they're falling for you because you're from the West and you have money, and don't frame it as any other thing. That's why that's the case in a lot of other Southeast Asian nations where a lot of these expats go to basically do their own thing. It's not because the women are better, it's because you're better off with your money. That's the entire thing. You know, they don't go to any other country with, I mean, every single country in this world has beautiful women. You don't see them going to France, you don't see them going to Norway.
You don't see them going to Luxembourg.
Yeah, you don't see them going to Australia for this type of bullshit, you know. But they're framing it, these women are better. No, you're just able to do it so because they're trying to, I hate to say it, but they're trying to save themselves from a shitty situation, you know.
Well, it's kind of icky because it's this idea that you can kind of like trick a woman into liking you.
Yeah.
That you don't have to be a 9 or a 10 to pull a 9 or a 10.
Yeah, basically. And I mean, it's kind of pulling like this, oh, I'm a Westerner, I'm a foreigner, so I'm special, you know. It's not that interesting, and a lot of people just like really don't care. Personally, that's one of the things that I hate when I kind of like hang out with foreigners who come to either Romania or Serbia, and then they're like, oh, whoop-de-doo, I'm British, I'm Irish, I'm Canadian, I'm so interesting, look at me, I'm in this place, you know. No one really cares, but they're forced to kind of like, yeah, dude, cool for you. And they expect the attention for it, and he's thinking that, I don't know, it's just icky.
Yeah, well, and also as somebody who's and I'm not saying this to brag, but like I've lived in 7 different countries on 4 different continents. Moving isn't easy.
Yeah.
Like it's a very, very involved process, and he's selling a fantasy to people who I think I'm getting the impression aren't very big travelers and don't know what it's actually like.
Well, I mean, you'll see later on in this video, well, not this one, but I think there's another one. He doesn't promote traveling at all for any of the reasons about the country itself or the people, but basically just for the women.
Yeah.
And the reasons he that provides alongside that is, like, it was like for the money, oh, you're going to have a cheaper time here. It's basically just like these supporting reasons for the main reason, basically the women.
Yeah, Lexi says, this is a really interesting live stream. So many British men who move to BG, I'm guessing Bulgaria, just want to date Bulgarian women because of these kinds of videos. Really interesting to understand.
Yeah, so there is this whole subgenre which is just annoying of these people who think they're going to do it, and they kind of become nuances. Well, nuisances.
Yeah, public nuisances.
Nuisances. Yeah.
Sorry.
Then probably going to
and Socialist Republic of Vietnam says, sadly, his Western salary can't buy him a likable personality.
Ooh,
that is true.
That's gonna burn.
Ouch.
conflict for you. I've seen that happen. I've seen guys come to Eastern Europe and have that complaint that it wasn't for them. Same goes if you want a woman who is low maintenance, because there's a big emphasis on appearance, beauty in Eastern Europe, and that does cost a little bit of the greenback in terms of investing in it. Same, there's a bit more of an emphasis on luxury, I think, in Eastern Europe than you would see typically in Western Europe. So if you're looking for low maintenance.
Well, no, here's the thing again. You're talking about women who are basically going for you because of your money, not the average person over there. Because the average person can clearly, like, basically tell that these are your intentions.
Thank you for the super chat, Constipated Wonka. He says, no trad family wants their daughter to marry an incel. For real, yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, if you're going for someone who's not going to be a gold digger, who's not going to care for that, like, there's plenty of people. The stereotype about Eastern Europeans wanting basically money to get up, who care about appearances, like, yeah, but that's not they're still going to love you regardless of that. The people who care about that in a relationship are the ones who are just dating you because of that, and the ones who don't clearly see through their intentions for coming to their country, you know.
Freddled Grunt Bugley says, investment. Women are an investment. Yes, just like I said this to Janos earlier, but he speaks about women here as if he's trying to sell like a prized Arabian horse to like an Arab sheik. Like the breeding, the breeding in this locale is unbelievable.
Yeah, which is just wild.
Probably not the best demographic for you. On top of that, if you're actually quite young, it can be problematic in Eastern Europe. I would say under 25, in general, you're going to be perceived as having less gravitas. So it can actually be a bit more difficult for you.
It might be relevant to point out that this guy has said in a video before that his main demographic, his main quote-unquote clients are men aged 30 to 50.
I wonder what they're doing.
Thank you for the super chat, Marco. He wants to know, how popular is band Belgradski Syndikat in Serbia? My Serbian friends are listening to them 24/7.
It used to be popular back in the day, not as much anymore. It might be getting more popular because of the whole Kosovo issue again, but I think they're past their prime popularity. Like, they're still popular, but not as much.
Yeah. Not Regular says, the thing is, he sells this to poorer young males and does not mention how expensive it is to move. For fuck's sake, it can get to thousands of dollars for just the plane and rent. Never mind the rest.
Absolutely. It's basically selling this fantasy, which isn't the case. And he's using this to sell this fantasy, sell like this course where he has his answers. Or he's trying to show himself like, oh, I'm so confident I know what I'm talking about. Meanwhile, he's basically full of shit.
We typically, my clients are between 30 and 50 in general, and then they would have more gravitas and actually find it a bit easier. So younger guys maybe hold off a bit.
And wow, what a coincidence that age group also has the most disposable income.
Yeah.
For what he's selling them.
But again, it's a lot of people who are younger men who are watching this type of content because they're looking for a father figure and they're looking for answers on how to get with girls, because that is genuinely a problem in this day and age with male and female relations deteriorating. But
Socialist Republic of Vietnam says, this dude is the type of dude who tries to learn how to date Asians by watching hardcore hentai. And Free Robux says, all these pickup artists be talking about women in Eastern Europe, but why nobody is talking about men in Eastern Europe?
Yeah, let's talk about the men.
I actually think that's a really good question, because when you see the reverse of this, when you see the women doing the poverty maxing, or whatever they call it, the poor person safaris, they always go to Africa and the Caribbean. Why don't they come to Eastern Europe? I don't know that there's an answer for that, but I'm actually very curious about that. That's a very good question.
I wonder why they didn't come to Eastern Europe.
Oh, well.
Okay. I wonder.
Okay.
Yes. Famed Slavic men.
Okay. Listen.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay, yeah. Why would they come to Eastern Europe?
Okay. Put that. Okay, well.
Okay.
Anyways, we don't have to talk about this.
Okay, don't worry. We all make blunders sometimes. It's okay.
We're looking for a plain Jane. Might seem strange I say it, but women in Eastern Europe, in general, I would say in that scale between 1 to 10 in terms of look, are about 2 points higher in general. It's just, why go through the hassle if you're not looking for...
Well, no, this is going.
A woman who is
just reusing
more beautiful than you can get back home, or other places. I actually did have a consulting client once who told me that in his social media he couldn't have an outstandingly beautiful girl. He still dated Eastern Europeans though, but just be aware of that.
No, but again, it's basically going about looks, which I mean, there's nothing wrong with having preferences and whatnot, but it is fetishization about going to a whole other country, region to date for these looks. You have nothing in common when it comes to culture.
Oh, thank you for the super chat.
Oh.
Ivan Ivanov says,
Cheers.
This dude is basically Andrew Tate from AliExpress.
Basically. No, but it's...
I don't know, I'd say he's Andrew Tate from like a small town in Nebraska or something.
Yeah.
Like their local bar's version of an Andrew Tate.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's just not... He doesn't clearly care about the cultures. It's about looks. And it's pseudo-cultures. He doesn't know. If I asked him to tell me the history of Ukraine, at least the history of how Ukraine came to be, 100 years before, I doubt he would know the answer. You know? But he presents like he knows the cultures. Oh, Eastern European women love to dress up, and that's going to cost you some moolah. You know, it's
So he's
ridiculous.
already stating that you're going to have to pay for everything.
Yeah, which again is just a harmful stereotype, which is only true in a case of people who can see through your bullshit and only see that you're there because you have money, because you have a financial advantage.
Yeah,
You know?
believe it or not, most women that you would actually want to date don't like being fetishized.
Yeah, and it's not the thing that a lot of people tell you about. You need to have money to date women or date anyone for that
Yeah.
matter. It really matters confidence in your personality. I've dated... What?
Couple of comments.
Oh, do tell me.
Well, first, Constipated Wonka says, yeah, he looks more British than Nebraskan. Yeah. And then Ronnie256 said, going to Eastern Europe to date some hot 60 to 70-year-olds.
Oh, there we go.
Whoa. Not regular, just called him the Lidl Andre Tsutzik. No. Don't you dare bring Lidl down like that.
If you're not, the rumors are true. Women in Eastern Europe are, on average, more beautiful than in the West. If you are dead set against ever getting married, also going to be a big culture clash with Eastern European women because, in general, they definitely want to get married, put a ring on it, as the phrase goes. Also, if you were against having children ever, then probably also going to be a bit of a
I mean, I'll
clash.
give him this. He
Bit
is
more
wrong
in Eastern
there
Europe.
in
Even
two
though
of
the
those
fertility
points.
rates are very low in Eastern Europe, women do want to have at least one child. It tends to be 1 to 2 children. It's going to come to a big surprise for you. This next one.
Well, here's the thing. Fertility rates, I mean, sure, they're low, but the population isn't falling mainly because of the fertility rates, but because of mass emigration outside of these countries.
And one more thing.
Yeah, do say.
Fertility rates are directly linked to women receiving more education
Yeah.
as well. Oh, Balan, thank you so much for the super chat.
Cheers.
Says Janosch gatekeeping people with Ukrainian history.
Someone has to do.
Tabuli Fatush 47 says that's so true. Best looking women are Bulgarian and Ukrainian. No comment.
No comment. Listen, I don't want to fall to this level, but I'm just saying Bulgaria doesn't have the most attractive people. Men or women.
Plus that famous Bulgarian hospitality.
Yeah,
World famous.
Plus the famous Bulgarian hospitality, you know, definitely takes off a couple of points, you know, compared to the West.
But yeah, well, so going back to an earlier point, as women receive more education, more literacy, the fertility rate drops.
Yeah.
And that's... So basically, if you want an Eastern European a woman who will want to be married right away, who will want to have children right away, the chances are you are very into uneducated or less educated, maybe perhaps from a rural place and whatnot.
But yeah.
Oh, not regular. Oh, thank you very much. He gifted 5 Living Ironically Europe memberships.
Cheers, man. Here, take those memberships, guys.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much.
Cheers to all the new members as well.
Yay.
I gotta take it.
Yeah. 5 drinks.
5 drink. God damn.
5 memberships, 5 drinks. I don't make the rules.
Not regular. Why do you have to do this?
Compatriot wants to know, who is the most attractive people in the Balkans then? Croatia and Greece?
Well...
Most attractive people
no,
in the Balkans.
I gotta say this. Listen, I know I'm gonna get crucified, but...
By me?
Everyone watching the stream, Albanians. I'll be just honest. Albanian girls, in my opinion, are the hottest, and statistically speaking, that's what they've been rated. So.
Rashid White sent a super chat. Thank you for that.
Damn it!
I'm not gonna read it out.
What's the super chat?
Oh, you'll see.
Oh, God damn it! Okay, I can see why we're not reading that one.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, another one.
Okay, yeah. So let's keep watching.
Let's keep watching. Yeah, sorry.
One. If you're looking for a real traditional woman, it's going to be pretty hard in Eastern Europe. Now that will come to shock to those who are watching and have fallen for the massive marketing campaign by these dodgy marriage agencies telling you that the ladies of Eastern Europe are all traditional, and that goes with normally the marketing that women in the West are destroyed. There's no future. You have to come here. We have all these.
Not regular. Thank you for the super chat.
Sure,
Says,
man.
I have to leave for work. Have fun with geomaxers. Of course.
Have a good time at work, man. Cheers.
Alex Kana wants to know, what's your opinion on Albanian? I'll just answer and then Yo Boy Foghorn said they have the hottest kidneys. But
there you go. Answer the question.
Mystical, traditional women. Now, here in Eastern Europe, unless you go to somewhere like maybe Armenia, which is very conservative Christian, or parts that are conservative Muslim, like also in the Caucasus region and maybe a bit in Central Asia, women tend to have sex before marriage. The divorce rate is super high. I didn't mention the fertility rate. That's also lower than in the West, believe it or not.
Well, again, he isn't wrong, but I think he's framing it in a shitty sense where...
He's kind of contradicting himself, because he said earlier that one of the reasons to come to Eastern Europe is because they're more traditional.
Basically, but not just that. He's framing it... he's framing it with... I'm getting a bit...
Thank you for joining Backpackers, Marco.
Cheers.
Socialist Republic of Vietnam says, this dude is on the verge of self-aware, but doesn't have the intelligence requirement to unlock self-awareness.
Yeah.
I'd have to slightly agree with that. I think he's bait and switching.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
he's doing this on purpose to make it sound like he is enlightened and has the key to this hidden knowledge, because he's asking men to pay thousands of dollars for his knowledge.
But again, he's still pulling the same tricks that... Doesn't matter. But the whole thing is, I think he's applying the same standards from years ago about traditionalism, even though we all live in the 21st century. And with that, our standards of traditionalism has changed. Yes, Eastern Europe and the Balkans are still more traditional, but that traditionalism doesn't mean you're going to sleep with someone after you get married. I mean, if that was the case, you wouldn't have en masse men coming to Eastern Europe because of this thing going on. So...
Oh, Lexi, welcome to Backpacker. Thank you
Cheers.
for joining. Oh, Vicky, welcome to Backpacker. Thank you for joining. Happy
Cheers.
to have you.
So they're not these traditional wives, getting married to one man, having a body count of one their entire life, and then having 6 kids and staying, with that man until death do them part. That kind of traditional, the real traditional sense, pretty hard to find in Eastern Europe, in fact. Not saying that traditional is good or bad.
Well, yeah, if that was the case, then these women wouldn't really date Western men, because again, tradition is also based in xenophobia, and the ones that are, they wouldn't date these sex pacts, basically.
Bunghole says, quote from the wife, these sorts of guys would be robbed and beaten. Basically.
When I talk about it, it is not that tradition. It is different. As I said, women are less emancipated. They are going to prioritize.
Also, what a horrible... I don't know, if you guys, if you aren't native English speakers, emancipated is actually a really weird word to use in the context that he's using it. using it where he should be using a word more like independent. Emancipated is like you aren't legally bound to do something. Like the slaves in America were emancipated. Kay Grace, welcome. Thank you for joining. Join to Virtual Nomad. 7ST4 Tito Crack says it's cheaper to pay for an escort than dating an Eastern woman. I mean, that's the thing. Like,
well, if you're coming to Eastern Europe to date, yeah, people aren't going to date you if you aren't a regular person. Well, no. People who are quality people won't date you if your entire reason for coming to Eastern Europe is for money and for basically fetishizing. The only people that accept that will be the ones who will then take advantage of you for having the money. If you're a normal person who likes the culture, who just decides, yeah, I want to move to Ukraine, I want to move to Russia, I want to move to Moldova, Romania, whatever the country is. If you start becoming a part of the community, start making friends and all of that, you will date completely normal people who won't have an issue like that. They won't care that you have money, or they won't care that you don't have money. They will care about you for your personality because you have become a part of the community and because you're a contributing member of that society. Yeah. But if you're like this guy who's basically coming there for fetishization, of course you're going to attract the shittiest people possible who are going to take advantage of you for your money because that's all you have to offer. You have like the blandest personality and your entire ranting and raving on YouTube is, oh, the women, and the women!
Thank you for joining to Backpacker, the man with the golden gooch.
The gooch?
The man with the golden gooch. Oh, here, let's keep watching.
Yeah.
Being the family over their career a lot more than in the West, definitely. But as I said, they're not really that traditional, and divorce is super high. Like it's over 50% here in Eastern Europe, possibly because they insist on getting married more than in the West as well, and they get married younger.
Well, no, it is actually high in Russia. I'll give them that.
Yeah, Russia has one of the highest divorce rates on the planet.
But Russia also has some of the highest domestic abuse rates as well. So keep that in mind.
They decriminalized domestic violence.
So
how traditional is that? Like a true traditional value. You can beat your wife with impunity.
Yeah, come to Eastern Europe. You can beat your wife.
Yeah. Omega said Andrew Tate moved to one of the most Christian countries on earth and calls himself a Muslim. Tell me in the face that he actually cares about the culture. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, basically.
A bit younger, not as young as they did 10 years ago, but this does result in a large number of single moms in Eastern Europe. That's one. The reason I want to emphasize that it's not traditional. There is single mom central. That's actually what these agencies
You know, somebody who loves the culture and cares about men bettering themselves would call a destination, this is single mom central.
Single mom county. Come on out. Desperate women, even more desperate children.
Yes.
Do
you want these kids to be orphans? Once they see your wallet, they'll cling to your legs.
You can be called daddy by two person for the price of one.
Jeez.
When they're talking about the traditional ladies, they're normally
Compatriot says Russia also has one of the highest drug addiction and alcoholism rates. Yes, another reason that, or another quite dark thing that you can use as a sex pad, whatever you want to call it.
Sex pad, basically,
to, make yourself look more attractive.
Yeah, and I mean, this is one thing I will give it to him if we're not going to talk about explicitly money, but some women as well also are, especially in Russia, Belarus, are well aware that these rates are so high and the men there are at a high risk of abusing them.
Yeah, it's funny that he talks so much about what these obeying traditionalism does for creating the types of women in the area, but he says nothing about what it does for the men.
No,
about what
really.
type of men being ultra traditional means.
Yeah, and it's also like once you get in a relationship with some of these, do not expect a relationship like in the sense that it will be in Western Europe. A lot of guys do expect it, and they think like, oh yeah, it's just getting 9s and 10s geomaxing. But again, culture plays a very crucial role.
Thank you for the super chat. Mexican shawarma. What a great
Cheers.
username. Makes me hungry. As a Barani studied in Greece, the worst thing in the Balkans is how slow the bureaucracy is.
Oh,
it took
yeah.
me 7 months to get my residency. Oh my God,
Yeah.
yes. Oh yeah, another thing to tell people who want to move to this part of the world. Unless you are a descendant from this area, you are going to have an extremely hard time.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you're not from an EU country, and if you're not from Canada or the US, you are going to have a much harder time moving to anywhere in Europe, be it in the EU or the Balkans or Eastern Europe. Getting a visa, getting residency is difficult. It's a pain in the ass unless you have a shit ton of money.
That's why he says that, only come here for 3 months of the year, because it's just that easy, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you can extend your stay at the police office, but it's not as easy.
Bong TM says to Mexican shawarma, damn, that's lightning fast.
I gotta excuse myself. I will be right back.
Wait, can you give it like 30 seconds for the chat to catch up?
Yeah.
So, man with the golden gooch, is it worth it getting my Bosnian dual citizenship? Yeah, why not?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. If you're Bosnian, you will have a easier time with anything European.
Yeah.
Even though it's not in the EU, but...
Yeah, Kaimak says, even if you're a local, if you don't know people working there, it's hard to get stuff done. Yes, that's the thing. I mean, it's still so much of an industry where you have to know the right person, and, you know, maybe they don't call it bribing anymore, but it's something that you have to be prepared to do to get things done. At the very least, you're going to owe someone a large favor at some point to get something done. Stefan Goodman says, I think this new outfit really suits Janos. Doesn't it? I bought it for him. Not the scarf. He got that himself, but I got the rest of it. Bunghole says, Janos, is it hard to own a vacation house in Serbia? No. But I mean, prepared to have to do a lot of repairs on it. Killa King Jim, have y'all been in Greece? What's your thoughts on the country? We love Greece. I love the Greek islands. We want to go back to Greece so bad, especially Santorini and some of the other islands. MO343, are you in Jordan? No, we were just in Jordan and we absolutely adored it. It was, we loved it so much. One of our favorite places we've been. Gorky wants to know, I'm not going to say my name. I shouldn't have given it out in the first place. Would you visit small villages in Bachka?
Bachka? Yeah, definitely.
Where's Bachka?
That's in Vojvodina. Third part of it.
Yeah, Bong TM says, yeah, with bureaucracy, even as a citizen, you got to pull some strings for basic things like submitting forms, renewing documents, etc. Basically visit, do basic BS. Yeah.
It's not fun.
It gets really annoying. And that's something that we love when we're able to go back to the West, is how quickly things can get done.
Like, I recently just got my Hungarian citizenship, and even that, for me to basically get my ID, is going to take another month, and then after that I have another month, so 2 months until I can get my passport. So even though I got it, I still have to wait again for that, and then I'll have to wait some extra time to get my residency in Romania, so it's not fun.
Iorac Stefanescu says that Romania is not as corrupt as people say. Some will reject, but even less will accept the bribe. I agree with that, actually.
We will talk about that as well later on. But
Romania is very different from what most people think. We should do a video just on misconceptions of Romania.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually,
that would be a good idea. But let's go back to
nowadays, if you give a bribe to somebody in Romania in a major city, you are very likely to get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. But genuine. They're not just some scam agency.
Socialist Republic of Vietnam wants to... Wait, you got Hungarian citizenship?
Yeah, I got it. I'll be making a video in the next couple of months about it once I get a passport, just for the sake of doing so I can show it off. But yeah, I'll make a video about the process and all of that. It'll be comedic, so it'll be interesting. But yeah, it'll come. But yeah, let's go back
to go to those agencies genuinely looking for a man from the West are single moms in their 30s, because there are so many of them in this region. even more than in the West, I would say, because divorce is just so high and they have their 1 to 2 kids.
Well,
so
again, there is
that
a
is
reason for
overall the
divorce
type
being
of
high.
person who should probably not be looking for relationships with Eastern European women. So let's move on and talk about who should be.
Okay, let's find out who should be.
Yes, Moet, that standard Eastern European drink of choice. By the way, don't come at me. It is called Moet.
So who is this really for? All this
Used to work in the
Eastern
wine
European
industry.
dating from the West. If I look at my clients over the years, the guys who did the best, now my clients are between 30 and 50 years of age in general, the guys who did the best are the guys who could already get girls back home, maybe the 6, 7s, and 8s.
Well, yeah, again, it's if you know who you are and you have a good personality and you are confident in yourself, you can get a partner anywhere in the world. You don't have to go to Eastern Europe or anywhere else just to get up with someone. If you do that, you're actually playing at a disadvantage because, again, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. If you don't love the history, you don't love the culture, and you're just moving there because of a fetish, you're moving there for the wrong reasons. And you will have a bad time. You will be taken advantage of because people can smell that from 10 miles away. I'm just saying, And it's extremely bad to encourage people to do this because it is simply for the completely wrong reasons.
Yeah, Compatriot says, quote unquote, clients, LMAO. Yeah, you know who else calls their men buyers clients? Pimps.
Pimps? Really?
Yes.
Actually, the reason for being interested in Eastern European women because they aspired to dating girls who are more beautiful on average, and that was 8s and 9s and 10s. If you're a guy who's no confidence and you struggle to meet any women back home,
it's just the whole...
desperately trying
Wait, no, let him finish.
to lurch out and get an Eastern European woman, probably not going to work for you. So the guys can already get girls, but want to kind of increase their dating options or the quality of the women that they are meeting. Second important criterion, they tended to be guys who were financially secure enough that having a woman who's not emancipated was not going to be a burden on them. Typically, they're guys that make at least above middle class, upper middle class, because then they don't really care
and
so
his
much.
First language is English. He has no excuse for using, he's using that word on purpose.
I don't know about this guy. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know about this anymore. I don't know. So let's just go to the third video of his, because I don't think anymore. I mean, I'll give him credit with this. He does offer, again, sort of self-reflecting information, but he's still encouraging people to do so. He's there, but he's not fully there. And with this last video that I'm going to showcase, I think it just goes off the rails regarding everything for the wrong reasons that we talked about throughout this live.
John KRV32 says, the quality of women, he talks about them like they're products. Yes,
Yeah,
that's the thing. He's selling livestock.
Yeah,
He's trying to sell, prized cows or something.
It's just objectification.
Look at these milkers. Come on. Just someone who's trying to... Look at those 9 out of 10s right there.
It's objectification. It's disgusting in that way because even if you see women as men differently inherently, you wouldn't be talking about a guy in that sense as well. 9 and a 10 in some way. These guys will see their friends, their male friends, based on their personalities, and they'll say, oh, he's a great bloke because of blah, 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 blah. He wouldn't just say he's 9 out of 10 because of his looks.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
He wouldn't hang out with one of his friends because of how he looks. He would hang out because of the personality. And again, you're encouraging people to come here because of the looks and not take into consideration the personality and a culture which isn't going to be compatible if you aren't interested in it at all.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that this guy was trying to give you advice on making friends as an adult, and he was saying, here's how you go and you find those 9s and 10s. You would think he was demented.
Basically, it's just the wrong way going
Roarinator
about it.
asks, when did we normalize rating women out of 10? Yeah, exactly. It's just
Well, here
weird.
I'll play the devil's advocate. Okay, it is locker room talk with the boys about that, but I think it should just stay private as is. It shouldn't be at all normalized, like in the public, to
Yeah,
talk
I mean-
about women like that.
Listen, there are contexts where this sort of talk isn't as bad as it is in this context.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's using it in this context.
Yeah, for a wider audience. Like if you're with one of your closer friends, you say, "Oh yeah, I like this chick. She's a 9, whatever." You know, it's between the two of you. I would say that's okay. I mean, I know you can disagree, but I think with women as well, they also will talk about men in some ways. They
So
wouldn't
what do
talk
you,
about
what
it
do
in
you call
public.
me?
Huh?
What do you call me?
A 10, baby. You all know she's a 10.
The man with the golden gooch said, if I had a shot every time he said emancipated, I'd be on dialysis.
Oh, maybe I
I know,
should do
right?
that. Yeah, okay, so this is the final video of his that we'll play for today because, I don't know.
Is sex in your travel itinerary? It's one of the travel goals for a community called the Passport Bros, meaning brothers. It's a traveling community of upwardly mobile black men.
Oh,
Some
Lexi
are
said it's
accused
like
of
he's trying to sell a product that someone else made and claiming he's the inventor.
going around
Yeah.
the world searching for a more traditional and submissive wife. But
Hey,
is
Mexican
it all
shawarma,
about
I saw
sex
that.
and just a girlfriend for hire and then return home to humiliate black women in America? That's the controversy that we're dealing with.
I've noticed this big controversy in the US about passport bros, which are basically African American men getting their passport, heading overseas, dating the local.
It's not just African American
It's
guys.
not a black guy thing.
It's a you guy type of thing. You are basically the passport bro that anyone would talk about. If you go to any country simply because of the women, you are a passport bro.
Like, this is probably the first time he's ever said bros in his life.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's not his generation with his looks, but Jesus, dude, it's not a black thing, okay?
Girls and expanding their dating options. Not sure really why that should be so controversial.
Because it's doing it for the wrong reasons. Listen, if you go on a holiday, if you go to visit any country,
Don't worry, Mexican shawarma. Sorry, I tried to whisper.
you just made it louder,
Oh,
you know?
well, yeah,
Because you go to the microphone.
Oh, okay.
Listen, if you go to any country for a holiday, for whatever, and you meet a girl over there, you fall in love, you start dating, there's nothing wrong with that. But going to a country just for the reason of meeting the women there and trying to hook up with as many as you can, or just hook up with a woman because she's from that country or that race, from that region, whatever, you're doing it for the wrong reasons and it's going to end in a disaster. For you, for her, for everyone involved. It's just a bad idea.
David S. says, Eastern European girl submissive? Man's about to have the shock of his life.
Too much have been
And
doing
Polish guy number 4 says, isn't Mexican shawarma basically the same as chicken burrito?
Basically.
That blew my mind, dude.
I mean, it is kind of, isn't
Damn,
it?
Polish guy number 4. You're good. You're smart.
similar things for centuries, and I'm all for that. But I've noticed that the passport bros have been focusing almost exclusively on Latin America. And I love Latin America.
Well, that's if you're counting like the black, but again, it's everyone. If you go to Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia for that, you're a passport bro. If you go to Eastern Europe, Ukraine, Moldova, Belarus,
that
Russia.
guy points out Americans and Australians in Southeast Asia too. Yes, I used to live in Southeast Asia, and over there, it was almost entirely like the icky sex tourists were almost entirely Australians and British, to the point where you would see like a single older Australian or British guy traveling there, and it just sucked because you stereotyped the shit out of him. And yeah.
Well, it's guys like this that ruin it for everyone
Yeah.
else, honestly. I can't tell you how many times when my hostels I've met very similar guys to him who just keep on ranting and raving about women. They don't give a shit about the country they're visiting. They can't say anything else except the weather here is nice. They can't tell you shit about the language. They can't tell you about the history, the culture, other than like, oh yeah, Eastern European women, they like moolah, you know.
Didn't that guy put a picture of Borat on the screen for the Kazakhstan video? I swear to God. Yeah, he did.
But traveled it extensively. Culture, food, music, people, times the architecture, beaches, huge festivals like Carnaval in Brazil. And I also love the Garotos do Brasil and the Chicas de Colombia. But, in my opinion, they are making a huge oversight in terms of their travel destinations if they really want to date the most beautiful women in the world, the 9s and 10s.
God.
Because Eastern Europe is the place to be. Let's get into it. High submersion.
Again, it's fetishization.
Experience.
So let me briefly run
For
through
someone who claims to
5
speak
reasons.
Romanian, his accent is terrible.
Really?
That's why this is the best region in the world to date.
PJ
So,
O'Hare says, my
Eastern
Turkish
Europe-
ex-girlfriend could knock this guy out. I think a lot of people could knock this guy out.
Listen.
Listen, the average Romanian gypsy grandma could fillet this man for pancakes in the
Hell yeah.
morning.
In my opinion, having been to around 100 countries on this planet,
Doubt.
has on average the most beautiful women. Now, it actually also has a good bit of diversity. Not the same as being obviously in Brazil in terms of diversity.
Yeah. Glacio said that was an awful high submersion. Yeah, it was hard to hear, wasn't it? It was a bit physically painful to hear. He's not Romanian, but I believe he does claim to speak some.
Listen, it also annoys me. I gotta say, the B-roll that he's using, basically of women, and just again, it's pure objectification of the bodies.
The Romanians are coming out at the high submersion because it was so bad.
Like, bro.
But, like here we are in Moldova, people tend to be brunette.
That's right, John
Not as
KRB
tall
32. We will
as
take a
other
shot
parts
every
of
time
Eastern
he
Europe.
says 9s and 10s.
Like if you go to the
Why
Baltics
not?
War, you're going to find like so many tall blondes, the leggy blonde. You're going to find that in that region. And then
Wasn't gonna
recently
say it.
I've been
God
in
damn it.
Kazakhstan. It is Central Europe. I'm putting it on the extremities of Eastern Europe.
At least he
But
fixed
they're
it,
obviously, people are Asian, 80%. So it might be as diverse as, Colombia or Brazil. There aren't so many black people here, or the United States, but you do have a diversity of look, and in general, you just have so many beautiful women. It can be hard to.
Listen, my guy,
Is he in
Connor.
Moldova right now?
Yeah, he's in Chisinau. Connor, my guy, my bro, my passport bro, my brother in Christ. You have beautiful women everywhere in the world. You just don't go anywhere else because your bank account isn't as impressive as it would be in Germany, as it would be in Switzerland. You go there because you know you're gonna get picked.
Imagine the backlash like a Swiss or Luxembourgish man would make, like go and say, let's go to America and Canada for 9s and 10s because the Swiss
Basically.
and Luxembourgish women are stuck up. And here you have the extra advantage because they're poor.
No.
Like, I
But
mean, it'd be so condescending. People would freak off. It would be so condescending.
Listen, you have a point there because Gulf countries, like the fucking princes of Gulf countries, they do that. They go to Europe. They go to.
Can you put on the
What?
the what everyone's seen? Okay, can you take
What?
that off?
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. And Paul. Okay, so Eastern Europe. God damn it, guys. No. But here's the thing: in Gulf countries, you have princes who basically go to
We finished
Europe.
the survey. We finished the survey.
We finished it. They go to Eastern Europe, they go to America, they go to Canada, and they hook up with their women because they're
Yeah.
9s and 10s, and they do
Yeah.
the same shit. It's literally not that Eastern Europe is any better. Again, you're just doing it because you have more money. And
Yeah, imagine a channel that catered to like the Saudi princes who would go abroad to like Jordan or like Lebanon or whatever and say, here's how you can party and pick up the local
Yeah.
9s and 10s and
No, it's just disgusting because it's dishonesty at its most. Maybe it's not even dishonesty. Maybe it's just simply ignorance from his part. What's up?
Marginala, sorry, said, we are talking about Eastern European women, but let me ask you really, when was the last time you saw a woman in the Balkans who wouldn't pull out a knife to stab you or throw an oven at you?
Sick-filled women be like...
Hey!
But yeah, let's continue with him.
Adjust to, for a lot of guys who move to Eastern Europe, just the beauty effect of being here. Also,
Beauty effect as he talks.
the cost of living here in Eastern Europe is probably around a third of the West. Of course, it depends where you're coming from. In the West, it might be as much as a fifth of the price, or it might be, roughly
Mexican
half.
shawarma says that's what, literally, that's what Arabs do when they talk about Lebanon.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Interesting.
No, but as I'm saying, it's fucked up because it's just doing it because of money, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
And they're trying to frame it for some other reasons. Like, he's extremely trying hard to say, oh, I'm not like those guys, I'm different. You're not, dude. You're exactly the same, but with extra steps.
I'm not like those men who would trick you. Anyways, my courses cost $3,000.
Yeah. Want to find out the real reasons for how to get those Slavic sluts?
David S. says, oh God, we must protect Moldovan women from the Westerners.
We need to build a wall. Okay.
Oh, Cerebro Maximus says, I can imagine a Luxembourger with his personality. In Lux, our women are so humorless and serious. I want to go to America. Their women are so poor, and I can take advantage of
Basically. No, that's basically that.
That's it.
Just switch it around. That's it. That's it.
Oh, Bong TM. I wonder what you visited in Jordan, Janos and Sonia. I really liked it, but I think Arman is a bit hectic. The ruins, castles, and stuff are chill. We will have a video on Jordan.
Yeah,
we'll talk about
soon.
it more at another time. We really should try to finish this video because we're getting so...
Arman good. That's all I can say.
Right, and that does a few different things. One is like there's no going Dutch here, so obviously it's going to be a lot cheaper to date from that point of view.
That's
But
the main reason.
socioeconomically, coming from the West, and we have female hypergamy, cross-cultural, also in Eastern Europe. I think it's actually a little bit more pronounced in Eastern Europe. So that is, hypergamy is when people marry across and up on socioeconomic hierarchies. In general, that's a preference of women in general. And obviously, if you have higher socioeconomic status by coming to Eastern Europe, then it's also going to help you in your dating endeavors here as well. And here in Eastern Europe, because there's so many...
He
it's
said
just
it. Come
putting
here.
it extremely subtly. That's the entire thing. Listen, to all the young men that are watching that are confused about getting girls and whatnot, making money isn't the end all and be all. If you have a good personality, if you have a friend group, you can very easily get a girlfriend just the way you are. This type of stuff that men like him are putting out is extremely harmful for young men, and not just young men but older men, even the guys who are in their 30s and the 50s who are his clients. It's just ruining their self-esteem, and if it's anything, it's also making them on the same level that I'm no more worth than what my bank account is. It's horrible. It's
Going Dutch means splitting the bill. I don't know why
really?
it's called that. Yeah.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
I never heard
going
of it
Dutch.
before.
Yeah, it means splitting the bill half and half.
That's weird. But yeah, it's harmful, and you should strive to not be in the mindset that this guy is. That's all I'm going to say.
Beautiful women relative to what they are hoping today, which is the high socioeconomic status guys. That leaves
again, that's if you're going for gold diggers and you have nothing else to offer.
More than you're going to find
money.
in other parts of the world for sure. And because it has lower cost of living, and personally I enjoy spending my time in
Again, he's out
Eastern
of
Europe.
breath from walking on level
Moving
territory.
here allows you to get to know the culture, learn the local language, always a big plus, not obligatory, but definitely going to help you. And it gives you lots of time to get to know the girls who are going to be the best fit for you.
But again, you get me. This guy gets me where he starts talking, yeah, get to know the local culture and whatnot. But then it goes back to the girls. Like, it all circles around the women, dude.
But he doesn't talk about the local culture.
No, that's not a thing. And listen, I would understand that, like, okay, you're talking about the women because that would get views. But you get 1.8k views on this video in 6 days.
With 86,000 subscribers, he has, we can round it up to 2,000.
2,000 views in 6 days.
86,000 divided by 2,000, that's like 1/40th. So that's what, about 2.3%?
Barely.
Something?
Yeah, 2.3%.
That would be as if Janos would get like 6,000.
Or yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Or 7,000 views.
Less than 10k.
By the way, I suck at math, so don't correct me. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, Vasilis Billy. Greetings from the Greek army, Habibi. Free citizen again in 2 weeks. BT Dubs, you should have posted "Don't Move to the Balkans" vid in November.
Oh man, I hope you have a good time coming back. No, but where were we? Like, it's just dumb.
Glaccio says he probably doesn't know how to find the statue of Stefan Ciomare.
I bet.
Of course he does.
And the most beautiful ones by developing your social circle. And in general, it is reasonably open as a society, as societies
Socialist
here in
Republic
Eastern
of
Europe.
Vietnam says, breaking news, Beta Westord gets absolutely destroyed by slight incline. I always love your comments, Socialist Republic of Vietnam.
And integrate and create a very high-level social circle. So they're the five reasons, more or less, that I would give for this being the best place to date on the planet. And mainly, because those guys are visual, the fact that the women on average are the most beautiful is always going to be the biggest draw. On top of that, of course, you have a complete absence of obesity and overweightness, almost entirely under 35 years of age for women, and very few radical feminists.
There we go.
You might be able to
there we go.
There it is.
There are some
there it
sightings
is.
of them, purple hair, obese radical feminists, but they're pretty
Purple-haired, obese, radical feminists. Oh my gosh.
Listen, dude.
Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, Ryan Hanks. Hello
Cheers.
from Rice Balkan. I'm guessing that's Indonesia.
Southeast Asia.
Indonesia.
No, but listen, man. Feminists, they're all over the world. Radical feminists, SJWs, whatever. You can date your own, like, quality people in your own countries. I'm not saying this like, oh, don't you dare date people from other countries. Do that. Do it for the right reasons. He and people who are like him do it clearly because they have more money in a different country. That's the entire reason.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are a quality person, you have a quality personality, you can date anyone anywhere. Especially if you know the culture from the country you originate from.
Listen, if you blame you not being able to get a date on radical feminists, that's like me blaming I can't get a date because of all those radical red pillars.
Basically. Yeah. Like, it is like that, isn't it?
It's not... If I am not attractive to people, that means that's for me to work on.
Yeah, not the other way around. And the thing is, I've dated in America, I've dated in Serbia, I've dated in Romania, I've dated all around the world. Okay? The thing is, you can get, again, any person anywhere if you are a fulfilled person, if you are confident in yourself, if you're confident in your personality. If you're a gold digger, yeah, you'll only be able to attract gold diggers in that type of sense. And that's your problem. Shit, dude. I mean, when I lived in America, I was a broke high schooler, and even at the time when I went here and there, I was a broke college student. Had no problem about that. It's not about your money and whatnot. It's about who you are. That's it. Just work on yourself. If you can't get girls now, that's it. you're gonna be fine.
Socialist Republic Vietnam says Mr. Worldwide.
Probably
Constipated Wonka wants to know, legit question, wouldn't going to rural southern U.S. be a significantly better alternative compared to Eastern Europe for trad girlfriend? No. I mean, first of all, I don't know what Constipated Wonka's definition of trad girlfriend is, but if you're
going for traditional, you'll just go to a rural place.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he said. If you go to like Eastern Europe, you can't expect traditional girls still, except if you go to rural places.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe I answered too soon. I don't really have an answer for that. Like traditional, as in when I think of traditional values, I don't think of like extremely Western values.
Really?
That's the thing. Yeah.
Fair.
So I guess it comes down to personal definition. Janos, have you ever dated a gypsy woman? Gorky wants to know.
No. Well,
go on.
There was one in the Great Up North. You know the joke?
Oh my god!
She got.
Leave me alone.
That's an inside joke.
You.
Don't worry
I'm
about
go
it. Don't worry. Okay, that's an inside.
Listen, that was an inside joke. Don't worry about it. Anybody who heard that.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I'm getting out of here.
Listen, we're gonna continue as the woman is gone.
People say they're feminists here, they're not the Western.
As the woman is gone, we're gonna continue watching. Listen, you're not a 9 or a 10, babe. Listen, I'm watching how to geomax, okay? Leave me alone.
Feminist type. So, yeah, let's do a little quick comparison with some other places around the world. So, as I just mentioned, lack of obesity, not so much radical feminism. Obviously, there's a big contrast between here and the West in general, and that translates into the beauty on average as well. But I will say that there are pockets of the West where that is not the case. Like if you're hanging out.
Okay, here he's gonna talk about. Oh no, are you gonna show? Okay, here I'll take him.
No.
Well, you wanted to show them or no?
You said I wasn't a 9 or a 10.
Yes, you are. I'm just making a joke. Okay, I need to geomax. Don't be angry at me.
I'm holding his Sailor Moon cans.
Please don't crush them.
Hostage. Pretending to crush them.
No, I got it.
Oh, wait. Can you just give it a second? Okay. New challenge. Gorky says, new challenge. 1 shot vodka every time Janos says, listen. Yes. Good God. We would all die. Shoot. I just missed what you guys were talking about. Compatriot says the obesity part is the only accurate thing he has said so far. Anglos have really high obesity rates. Oh, yeah, of course. Lexi says, man, I hate this dude. Yeah, he's not the most likable, huh? Wuko says, this guy likes Jordan Peterson. I feel it. Yeah, he probably thinks that Jordan Peterson is too mellow for him. The man with the golden gooch, which, by the way, is written in all caps, says that if those weren't sunglasses, they'd be child molester glasses. Yeah, look at that, huh? Constipated Wonka says, or is asking that guy, how conservative is the southern U.S. really? Outside of the major cities, it's pretty conservative. I think there's only... I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry. Bong TM says to compatriot Croatia has the highest obesity rate in the EU.
Oh, really?
Are you sure it's not like Hungary or something?
Hungary? I thought Hungary had the highest.
No, I thought it was actually England or something.
Well, England's no longer in the EU.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
You know,
yeah, true.
Hungary's pretty high up there as well.
Oh, Barnabas Mihai says, he talks about obesity being a problem in the West, whilst he can't even talk without breathing. He jogged 15 kilometers.
Yeah, basically. Come on, dude. On flat terrain. Come on.
In the high-level parts of the West in cities like
one light bulb
London,
42.
Paris,
Yes, Romania's
Milan,
Balkan.
New York City, maybe Vegas, maybe Miami to a certain extent, then that's not really the case. Like I have a client who also hangs out in the same circles with Leonardo DiCaprio's exes, you know, the kind of models who reach 25 and video, if you know, Leo's Law decided to discard them. So you can hang out in that kind of circle. Also, when I've been hanging out in London or in Milan myself, it wasn't too bad. But that is pretty rare, and it is hard to access those social circles, obviously, in the West. And here, in Eastern Europe,
Listen, do you think he might be like...
go out and date, meet.
God, do you think he might have moved to Eastern Europe because of the cheaper cost, because his consulting business isn't going that well as well?
Well, with his consulting business, he would only have to sell 2 packages a year to have the local average for wages.
Yeah.
So he could subside a long time.
Like, I mean, with these low numbers, you know, views-wise, you can kind of put into question his legitimacy of his consulting. I'm just saying, you know.
Here, you want to pull up his website real quick?
Yeah, let's actually, I mean, this is kind of getting boring, but...
Yeah.
It's our application form, what was it?
We could also just do a straight-up Q&A.
Yeah,
We've talked about this. I think we've probably talked about this guy a lot.
Yeah, website, tsarexperience.com. So, lesson guy.
Okay, we'll really quick talk about his website,
Yeah,
and then
then-
we can go back to a bit of a Q&A.
Q&A.
We can talk about politics.
Politics. So, here it is. Home, live, the Tsar Experiences, Tsar Academy.
Look at his
The Academy?
about. Oh no! Actually,
About
just go down.
Connor.
Just go down the way it is.
So grab my 5 secret places. Western guys are always asking me where to go in Eastern Europe to optimize their chances of meeting sincere, beautiful women. Steal my 5 secret places by subscribing to my free mailing list. Sure, why not? Anon. No. Wait, I got it. Oh, wait. Actually, I'm not gonna.
Commander Kostas says, "Who pays these people? I can barely understand watching the videos, but Jesus, dude, he only needs a couple of people a year,
Yeah,
like
why
3
not?
people a year, and he's making more than enough to live in the place that he does."
Welcome to Tsar Experience. I'm Connor Klein and I help high-level Western men live their dream lifestyle in Eastern Europe for 3 to 12 months per year. I've gotten hundreds of clients from my consulting weekend in-person party experiences and online programs to success in living the lifestyle they desire in Eastern Europe. The Eastern Europe lifestyle videos on my YouTube channel have been watched over
Hundreds.
16 million.
If it's above 99, you're supposed to write it out.
Really?
I think so, grammatically. Yeah. For more than a decade.
I have lived primarily in Eastern Europe, so countries like Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Moldova, Latvia, Poland,
Yes,
Belarus,
Kazakhstan,
and Russia.
Latvia, noted Eastern European
Enjoying a healthy,
countries.
octane lifestyle, partying with some of the most beautiful women in Eastern Europe. Okay, it's our experience, yeah. I
Mexican
do think
shawarma said, "Use your ex-girlfriend's email."
I would if
Look
I
at
wasn't on
about. Let's read his
yeah,
about.
about
Connor.
So yeah, let's see about Connor. Hi, I'm Connor Klein, and welcome to Sorry. Okay, I don't really care. I'm an Irish-British lawyer with a background in international relations for prestigious top universities with specialization in the former Soviet Union. I even worked as an intern to a future U.S. Secretary of State and a lawyer in the European Commission. Moreover, I learned over 10 languages and served as... Yeah, I doubt it, man.
Here, go up a little bit. Stop there.
Yeah.
Irish-British lawyer with a background from a prestigious. Why don't you name the university?
Yeah. That's kind of a, a red flag. If you don't name,
If
like...
you don't, you know what?
Hmm?
If he's not naming anything, Connor Klein might not be his real name.
You think?
Yeah, because then it'd be traceable. Listen, this is all conjecture, but
Allegedly.
I think it's kind of odd
alleged.
he's not naming any of these places.
Yeah. I mean, that would add on to legitimacy if you, say, oh, I went to this and this university and I worked for this and this person,
Yeah, 10. Also, Soma says
Listen.
10 languages. I don't, fucking bullshit, dude.
Yeah,
You're telling me, don't even.
Listen, if anyone
He
says
can
they
probably
know 10 languages...
greet people
Yeah.
in,
No, if you know 10 languages, you don't know 10 languages. To
Yeah.
know 10 languages, you need to basically keep them afloat constantly and maintain your knowledge of them because you won't be speaking 10 languages on a day-to-day basis. If this were 4 years ago, I'd probably be a minion in CIA or MI6, a shadowy James Bond-esque character, but instead today I live a Bond-esque
If you have to say you're like James Bond, you're not like James Bond.
Baddies
You know
with
who
Russian
was
accents.
like James Bond? Now that we're talking about this and I've had a little bit
Who?
of wine. Christopher Lee from the Saruman and the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, him?
Look it up. He was awesome. Lexi says it's 100% not his real name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
About 10 years ago, I started traveling intensely around the former Soviet Union. It was a real struggle at first. I didn't speak good Russian. I was unfamiliar with the region's culture, even though I was very knowledgeable of its
Lexi
politics.
said a British speaking 10 languages is never a thing. A British speaking 2 languages is never a thing.
Like broken French, if anything.
Oh, yeah, like mild Spanish when they're trying to order a cocktail. Like
Mild well.
The Socialist Republic of Vietnam says the dude has 10 brain cells, not 10 languages.
Yeah, and I was naive to as how to the dating norms differ from Western Europe or North
But
America.
today I leave a Bond-esque lifestyle, LMAO. Yeah. Glacio says hi, or let's say it how he said it. Hi, Samerjam.
I submersion. Yeah, 10 languages, guys.
Balkan Thought says Romanian and Moldavian equals 2 languages for him. Oh, yo boy Fagor said Christopher Lee was a Chad, a mad lad. Yes, he was incredible. Seriously, he was the coolest guy.
Listen, we gotta go back to him.
Ronnie, we're just getting a lot of really great comments
yeah?
right now. Yeah. Ronnie256 says he speaks American, Canadian, English, British, Australian, New Zealandic, and other languages. Ah, yeah, so the average Serbian.
Yeah. My first solo trip to the region was a whirlwind adventure, but several unsavory things happened to me. I was drugged and unconscious for 36 hours in Crimea, and my phone stolen by a girl at a club in Odessa, which I managed to get back, fortunately, and I was left with holding the bill on impromptu dates with girls who were, in hindsight, only interested in a free meal at a top restaurant and not their date who was paying for it.
Nightshade says, I looked up Connor Klein and he has a page for some event speaker website. Yeah, but does he have like a proper LinkedIn that shows like where he achieved the bar and this prestigious, top prestigious university he graduated from, which is redundant. If you're actually good at typing, or writing, you wouldn't say that because it's redundant.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, Glacio. Fun fact: Moldovan isn't a language. People here literally speak Romanian. Oh, don't worry. We know.
Yeah, I don't think so. But let's live the Tsar experience. Let's look at that real stuff.
Johan Anderson says, "Why are all these gurus such narcissists? Their descriptions are always stroking their egos."
Well, the thing is, they do it so that you believe what they're preaching, that you can be like them one day. That's the entire thing.
I mean, it's the Andrew Tate thing. If you speak very forcefully and confidently, you can fool a lot of people who think that speaking very confidently about a subject means that you are very knowledgeable about a subject.
Yeah, but if you're someone in know-how, you can see like through them really easily. But again, here he has courses. A language of your life up. Everything you know, learn
Slavic
language.
seduction.
Yeah, for $500. Why not?
Yes, that mysterious species, the Slav. Oh, thank you very much for the super chat, Kostis Plays.
Hey.
We drinking? If so, I got some apple thief
Cheers,
with me.
man.
Cheers. Also, what are you guys for this afternoon?
What are we? We're.
I think there was a little typo there.
What are we?
Like, what are we doing? Well, we're doing this.
Yeah, I think I might
Or
go
what
to
are we
Soviet
for
afterwards.
this afternoon? I mean, well, he right now is Arabic.
Yeah, right now, yeah. And after that, I'm going to the Soviet. So if you're gonna be in Cluj, go to the Soviet.
You're going to the Soviet?
Yeah, you should come with me. Let's go to Soviet afterwards.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, let's go. Listen, Soviet's the best place in Cluj ever. If you ever want to meet me, go there. I'm probably over there.
Cypher says people confuse confidence with competence. Yes, all the time. And Omega said that. Also, the man with the golden gooch has a really great point. Sorry, I can't get over it. Also, if he was a lawyer in the UK / Ireland, he would call himself a solicitor rather than a lawyer.
Yeah.
That's true, actually.
Look at this, Slavic Utopia Secrets Moldova. Like, if you did that, people...
Oh my god, did he just call Moldova Slavic?
Same with Kazakhstan, and he offers a course for $1,000 as well. Like, listen, if you're so educated and you know foreign relations that well, you would know Moldova is not a Slavic country, neither is Kazakhstan.
You would never call Moldovan Slavic.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even call Kazakh Slavic.
No,
would
you wouldn't. There's a small Russian minority over there, but
but they're not a Slavic.
Not
the
at
Russians wouldn't even call them Slavics because they look Asian.
No one.
And the Russians would never allow anyone who looks Asian to be called Slavic.
Here's Slavic, Ethiopia, Secrets, Belarus, Minskin winner. Like, again, for $1,000. I mean...
Minsk in winter. Oh yes, that's how the Belarusian women dress when they go out in winter, with stirrups and straps.
Original price for all the courses is $6,000. Like,
Bunghole says Romanians are such polyglots as we speak Banate. Gosh, this is moving really fast. I can't see it now. Banatenește, Oltenește, Muntenește, Moldovianește,
exactly.
Hell yeah.
I mean, this guy... And
Moldova is a Latin country, former part of Romania. Yeah, I know. That's why it's so silly.
It is. I mean, he's trying to sell this, but he just seems like just an average bloke from the UK or wherever, you know. But whatever. Okay, Connor.
Lexi says that I think you need to make an expose video on this man. There's a whole Reddit page of people trying to find out who he is. Really?
That's interesting, actually.
I didn't know that.
Here's the thing about him. This man kind of came into my eyesight because he did a very sketch thing. Now, I'm not going to say with whom or what, but he has sent a somewhat of a threat to one of my friends. A very dumb threat, but nonetheless a threat. That's all I'm going to say. Not going to say who, not going to say what. Maybe in the future, but... I just think he's a very big poser. And listen, Connor, if you're watching this, I'll invite you to come on the stream or anything else. Debate, discuss, whatever it is. Feel free. Feel free to come on. Because you definitely seem like just simply a poser.
Just
honestly.
A slice. You're just a slice.
Yeah. If you want to have a debate in one of your foreign languages, beszélünk magyarul, pričamo srpski,
German.
Wir können Deutsch auch sprechen. So, your choice, man. What else can we also speak?
Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, Rafael Paulino Ferreira.
Hey, cheers, man. Cheers, Rafael. I haven't heard from you in a long time.
I'll say Romanian, but...
Yeah.
Sorry, the only other language we could do is Romanian
yeah.
for that. But since when Eastern European are submissive?
Sure.
They were first entering the workforce way before Western women. Well, yeah, I mean, they didn't have a choice. This idea that women would stay out of the workforce was only for a tiny, tiny segment of American history, and it only applied for a very, very small part of the population that was glamorized in television and media. Women have always been in the workforce. They didn't have a choice. That's why, like, the weekend is such a recent invention. It's just... Oh, yeah. Janos, you could... Janos, you need to...
What
Mexican shawarma has reminded us that you also speak Croatian and Bosnian.
Oh, yeah, Croatian, Bosnian. Yeah, we can also speak... Možemo pričat hrvatski, dječki moj, ili također bosanski bolan.
In Bosnian?
Yeah. No, listen... If he can speak 10 languages, I can speak...
Yeah, you probably could reach up to that as well.
Come on, Connor, I can go into the BAA. Fuck you, man.
Well, he also counted languages that he spoke as a beginner as languages he spoke.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but...
So for you, that would be Serbian, Bosnian, Croatian. Since you're a beginner, and then, Hungarian, but you're not a beginner with Hungarian. And German, you're not a beginner with German. Yeah. Russian. So we're up to 6.
6. We can say Ukrainian.
Beginner Romanian.
We can say Macedonian. Fuck it, beginner.
Macedonian beginner.
Slovenian beginner.
Slovenian beginner.
Do we say English?
Oh, English. They're 10.
English.
10.
English.
We did it. We hit 10.
Australian, British.
New Zealand.
There we go.
Faroe Islands.
Connor, are you even on my level, bro?
Frisian beginner.
Yeah. So yeah. Fun guy.
Okay, yeah. So if you guys want to do, we can do questions for maybe like 10, 15 minutes.
Then we can go, oof.
Yeah.
I have very important business to do at the Soviet.
Oh, Lord.
And by business, I mean drink tatratea. Happy Ramadan, guys. BN wants to know, or says, can you speak Monkey-Donsky? Very, not, I didn't even know. Listen, I can understand Macedonian here and there.
Yeah.
Speak it, no. I can only say Tiebam Maikata. That's it.
Yeah, Nightshade says, this Klein guy says he knows Catalan, LOL, Dutch, English, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Russian, and Spanish. He's a liar of some great magnitude. Oh yeah, you speak all those Latin language, but you can't speak Romanian despite the fact that you say you live in Moldova?
Yeah. He lives in Moldova?
Well, he had to leave Ukraine.
Really?
That poor guy.
Yeah, the real
Can you
victim.
believe his base for drinking tatratea? Oh yeah.
No, but it's a bit fucked up if you ask me. Like, of all the places, I mean, listen, I didn't have any problem with Eastern Europe.
Montenegrin.
Montenegrin, there you go. That's
Oh my Janusz, I can't believe you speak 16 languages. I've never been more attracted to you, Alpha.
Polyglot. True polyglot. Listen.
You true based, you hyper polyglot, Giga Chad. Every woman and man in this chat is attracted to you right now.
But not you, Connor. I can't have you. Connor, come to Romania.
Come to Romania if you'd like to meet. If you want some real traditional domestic women. Yo boy Fargo says Montenegrin is just snoring. LOL.
Yeah, I'm fluent in Montenegro.
Enver Hocha says, bro, you still alive even after I finished my Tarewa prayer? Yeah.
We never lie.
Oops. What did I just click on?
But yeah. What a guy. Next time we might be reviewing Andrew Tate. Why not? We can do that.
Yeah, we're kind of trying to do a little bit of a different format for the lives. Sort of maybe a little bit more like a podcast-esque-ish thing.
Listen, I have a great video for Andrew Tate, okay? You guys are going to love this. So after Andrew Tate moved to Romania, this is what happened.
What? Oh, this is only like 10 seconds.
Listen, it's a lovely video and I loved it so much because it depicts life here very accurately.
Max, exactly. You knew exactly who I was referencing.
It said the police are over there. Some gypsies are stealing electricity wires, apparently. It's the end of the world, bro. It's Mad Max. I haven't seen this shit ever. People in London are looting. Here, they're stealing electricity.
Okay, so listen, this is like as absurd as it is something that actually happens.
Malafi says, what a man, please sell me your courses now. And Tyrant Solo says, man, after this revelation I realized I speak over 7 languages. Isn't it great realizing that once you speak Romanian you speak like 3 or 4 languages?
Exactly. Man. That was a good stream, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Okay. Alright guys, we'll do the last 8 minutes. If you want to ask questions about literally anything.
Yeah, just ask and we'll answer. We can do 3 more questions and then we're gonna call it quits for today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the Soviets still having the coffee plus natural juice offer before 6 p.m. still?
I don't know. I never had that, but I can go check right now. Basically. No.
Derek Gunter said, never seen Romanians stealing electrical wire. This guy must be blind.
No, but that happens. The reason, so one way how Romania got very fast internet, I'll shit you not, is... So when a lot of private places started getting, what was it? Not hyperlink, but fiber cable internet. Gypsies and others would steal those cables and resell them, so they would just lose it. So then, as a battle of confronting that, the government had to basically install it for everyone. So they wouldn't steal those cables.
Because, so what would happen was that like one person on the floor would get the unlimited option, and then everybody else would hook their internet up to theirs and then contribute to the cost of it. And so then that meant that once Romania got the infrastructure where everybody could get that internet, that Romanians were so used to having such incredible internet that they wouldn't buy anything that wasn't good. So a better Romania through stealing. We do this. we win.
No, but the good thing is now in Romania you basically get 1 gigabyte of internet download speed per minute.
I think we pay like €6
Yeah,
a month.
€6 for 1 gigabyte per minute download speed.
Yeah, we have the highest internet speed on the market, and we pay. I don't even know if we pay fully €6.
Not fully €6.
Yeah.
It's quite cheap. It's ridiculous. And TV is like maybe double the price for that as well. So you pay like an extra €6.
The man with the golden gooch says Romanian ingenuity. Yes. Socialist Republic of Vietnam would like to know, what is the minimum number of Miklos Horthys needed to beat God?
10 Miklos Horthys.
What's his name says? I think he's talking about Connor. I think he's from Galway. If he is, he probably went to UCG, which is mid-tier Irish university for law in particular, not really prestigious. It is a mystery. I would like to learn more about this guy, specifically the fact that he won't disclose where he got his education. And if you Google him, all you see is stuff that's about him being in the pickup artist community and trying to get these sorts of things. I want to learn more about this guy. Also, hey Connor, go ahead and sue me. Let's see what happens. Come at me. Thank you for joining Backpackers, Can.
Cheers, man. But yeah, I mean, if he uploads more weird stuff, we might make a video about him just for the sake of the absurdity. Because listen, I love Eastern Europe, I love the Balkans, and I really don't want to see people like this ruin it and basically ruining social order and inviting more shitty people to come and do this type of stuff. That's all I'm saying. Listen, if you're a normal guy who appreciates the culture, history, please come here. If you want to move here for the right reasons, please do so. If you need any help with that, I'm more than willing to give you tips and tricks on doing it for free and not for you to pay €3,000 for a course. Might make a video on it. Ask me in the DMs. I'm willing to help you.
Make your own commercial on this.
Why not? I can make my
your own fake web page on the ironic shop.
Yeah, the ironic shop. Yeah.
For €100,000.
For €100,000, you can buy How to Move to the Balkans for free. Not even for €100,000.
How to date a Banat woman.
How to date 9 and 10 Banat women.
9s and 10s in Banat in Zenranin.
9 and 10 Banat women in Transylvania. Hell yeah, even better. In Tarkumurash 9 and 10s.
In Vasterlui.
But yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream.
Riri the Great wants to know, because we didn't really answer questions. I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Well, wait. First of all, David says we want drunk. So is my name. We want me to be drunk. Well, thank you.
Come to the Soviet.
Riri the Great says, which Balkan country is the best to visit? Bosnia or Albania?
Yeah, definitely best bang for your buck. Just so you know.
There's going to be a video on Albania, on the southern Albania very, very soon.
Yep.
And guys, you're going to love it because southern Albania is absolutely incredible.
And also because I made it, so ooh. But yeah.
Yes, you did, didn't you?
Yeah. Anyways.
Khan says, ever been to Poland? I know you'd make a good video about it.
It's coming soon. Well, probably this year we'll go to Poland. We'll see. Listen. We've had a good time. We'll come back next week or the week after that with a new stream. So yeah, thank you all for watching. This has been Living Ironically in Europe, and I support this message.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, yo boy Fargo. Thanks for turning in your first time.
Cheers.
Wait, Socialist Republic of Vietnam wants to know if you can sing My Dad is a War Criminal.
Moje tata, zločinac iz rata. Moje tata. There you go.